You are now listening to a brand new episode of Starfleet Escape Podcast, only on the Four-Eyed Radio Network, also known as the
Starfleet Escape Podcast. Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1. Enjoy the ride.
Welcome to the Starfleet Escape Podcast on the Four-Eyed Radio Network, where we escape into the Star Trek universe. This is the supplemental episode, Crossover. This episode is being recorded on November 22nd, 2013. I'm Aaron.
I'm Marty. This episode is brought to you by America Joy Print Shop, official sponsor of the Four-Eyed Radio Network. For high-quality business cards, flyers, banners, cut vinyl, and more, visit americajoy.com.
How's it going, Marty?
It's going well. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. So, this episode is a supplemental. For those who don't know, our supplemental series are commentary tracks that are made to be played along with an episode of Star Trek. This episode is from Deep Space Nine's second season. It's episode 23, Crossover. And this is the first time since the original series that we see the mirror universe.
Which is very funny, since it was prominent, well, somewhat prominent in the original series and was never done in The Next Generation.
I really wish it was. It was such a missed opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was done in some of the books.
Yep. And I think someone said one time that there was plans to do it, but for some reason they just didn't ever get to that type of a script.
It's a shame. It would have been awesome to see possibly a Terran Empire still at its prime. Mm-hmm. As we'll see through this episode, the Terran Empire has fallen.
Mm-hmm.
So, without further ado, we're going to get ready to play the video. So how this will work is that Marty and I are watching on Netflix. You can watch it on Netflix as well while listening to our episode, or you can try listening along with a DVD if you have it. So what we'll do is at the count of 3, we'll hit play, and then you can follow along. Okay, sound good?
Sounds great.
Alright. So on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So New Bajor, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. We haven't heard of New Bajor.
I always liked the runabout designs.
I like them a lot better than the original shuttles.
It's interesting to note that these two were married and divorced in real life.
I can't imagine why. Well, he's now in another TV series.
Is he?
Yeah, I believe he is. Is it Revolution?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. And she hasn't done much since.
I've seen her in bit.
Let me guess. Lifetime?
No. I forget where I saw her, but I know I saw her in something. It was probably a Law and Order episode.
Mm. Do you notice that she sounds like she has a cold?
I didn't.
Yeah, she kind of sounds like.
It's interesting that he's trying to strike up a friendship with Kira.
It's also funny that he is boring as can be. Yeah, I'm sure. I've heard that line before. Wait a minute.
Hey now.
Julian. I'm sorry, but he was always... I always thought he was a creep.
He tries too hard. I think that's his problem.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little forward.
Wow.
This exchange is pretty funny.
Oh boy. I've heard this is what happens when he's, had somebody stay over, too. Anyways. It's funny, because they didn't show inside of the wormhole very much.
No, I don't know. I think they
They
did quite
did
a
from
bit.
time to time, but, I mean,
I'm not a big fan of the effects that they made for the wormhole. Except for this. This is so awesome, the opening and closing of the wormhole. So this is actually the first and only time that they show the crossover from the Prime universe to the Mirror universe.
Yeah.
With the wormhole. Every other time it's been with a modified transporter.
Yep. And they decided to show it from
from
a
extreme
different angle.
angles.
Yeah.
So they did that to show how different things were in the Mirror universe, those extreme angles. That was
Cameramen are
intentional.
only 3 feet tall.
And Garrick is pretty much the same character.
Except for he's a little bit more negative. And he has his old uniform on.
Now her uniform is a little bit.
I always love the beginning of this show.
Oh yeah, the music for this show is awesome. I love the music.
But I like the whole beginning montage because they couldn't do the planets like they did with Next Generation.
Mm-hmm. Well, when it makes sense.
But it always starts with always a ship. Or always a station, going by.
And then that was cool.
See, I always like the station the best.
Do you like the design of Deep Space Nine?
Well, they had to go with it because it was supposed to be Cardassian.
Well, yeah, but they could have
Made it
done a number of things.
I always thought that one of the better endings would have been if they had destroyed the station and built a new Starfleet version, but it would be like a mix of the two.
I see. I actually saw someone posted recently a design that looked like that on some Facebook page. It was like, Deep Space Nine 2.
Yeah. Or Tarek Nor 2.
Well, if it was a Federation station, they wouldn't call it that.
Always found it weird, though, that the bridge, or the comm section, was so exposed at the top.
Well, just like on a Federation ship.
And you never saw how the shields, deployed on it.
Well,
the
just
ship,
like
we know they go around, but...
Yeah.
Notice the badge has the Cardassian with the Klingon symbol at the bottom.
Yeah, it's a very cool symbol.
Mm-hmm. Mm. You call me Mr. Terran. Dr. Terran. I just want to know where they came up with her uniform, because like it's not like the Cardassians, it's not like the Bajoran, it's not like anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you also notice they have a symbol? They
Who
have
has
the
this
Earth.
one? Oh, the Terrans?
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
looks like the I think it's a throwback to the Jewish thing from World War II, the gold star.
I'll need to look at it again.
But I bet you that's what it's, because like theirs was
But-
always on an arm or.
Well, I mean, everyone seems to have a...
Yeah, but did you see the size of it?
I think it's more of a throwback to the original series.
Yeah, but it's not like for style. I can tell you that. No, keep walking the other way. Anybody know what intendant means?
Enlighten us?
I don't.
I don't know. I'm guessing it's just a leader.
Is this the one with the... That's O'Brien.
Yep.
Did he have a patch?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he always had his rules, right?
Odo is also basically the same character.
Mm-hmm. He was when the Cardassians were there in the Prime, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Green women. No, just kidding.
Whoa. It's interesting that a lot of the main characters are still at Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, even though the world is different.
Yeah. Well, except for... Well, actually, no. Julian will be in in later episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Julian will be there.
No, he's just an overactor on our side.
No, that's Shatner.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get the two mixed up all the time. Oh, that crap.
Mm. Uh-oh.
Did you just say hello? So, go ahead, what?
It would have been interesting to have seen Spock in these episodes.
Yeah, because he'd still be alive, probably.
Yeah, unless he was assassinated.
Mm-hmm. Which happened a lot.
In the mirror universe, indeed it did.
But not really. Are those religious relics?
Now, see, it's very interesting
Mm-hmm.
that the mirror universe set up these protocols
Mm-hmm.
while the prime universe never did.
Mm-hmm. But that's because I don't know, they kind of, I don't know. It could be that where they went to the other side and they really could, remember when they came when the bad Kirk came over?
Mm-hmm.
They controlled him, remember? They could catch him?
Right, because they couldn't play the part.
But over here, you can actually play that part.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously they did. Now you gotta realize, this was back before they had actual really good CGI. But the split screen is pretty good.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, Star Trek's always done good split screens.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Brett Spiner while he played
Yep.
Data and Lore. And then later on, Dr. Sung.
Here's a funny part. They just talked about the Klingons and the Cardassians being together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I remember correctly, the Cardassians are kind of subservient to the Klingons, right? They're almost like a second-rate citizen.
The Cardassians?
Yeah, even though they were in a compact with them.
I think it's more positioning.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at the Intendant. She is in charge of the entire station.
Mm-hmm.
Later on, we'll see Worf, and he has power. He's regent.
Yeah. But it seems like the Cardassians are below the Klingons for some reason.
I don't really see that. Just because Garrick seems to have a pretty high position.
Hmm.
You know what's interesting?
Yeah.
I believe Odo is still wearing a Bajoran symbol, even though everyone else is wearing that Cardassian Klingon alliance. Yeah.
We'll see him again. Always finding the Irishman. Davo. See, Davo still exists.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little surprising. Quark still exists. Notice something different about the Klingon female uniform, though?
I did. I actually noticed.
There's no hole.
There's no hole, but look at the plates.
Yeah, the brass plates.
They have tips.
They have what?
They have tips.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that got by. Yes, they do. Must be cold on the station. Anyways, yeah, Quark is kind of friendly here.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, we have those cups in our universe. Those are the ones you use to drive. The old ones. Go press what? Mr. Garrick.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. The Cardassian... Wow. The Cardassian uniforms are a little different, too.
Not Worf. Quark seems to have more backbone.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I didn't really like Benjamin in this universe.
Mm-mm. Wasn't he already bald in the other...
No.
Oh, he wasn't yet? I
Not
thought
yet.
he was. That's some good gruel.
No, this is still the second season. I
Yeah.
don't think he goes bald until maybe the third
I always thought it corresponded when he becomes
or the
captain.
fourth. I don't know. He goes, I don't believe that.
Which is hilarious because he's an engineer. Not operations. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was chief of engineering.
No, well I think
That's
That's just,
included in that? Yeah.
I think that's just the term.
Of course you do. I'm not your friend. I forget what Cisco was in this.
He kind of has a relationship with the Intendant.
Oh, yeah. You know who he reminds me more of, though? He reminds me more of how Cassidy Yates was. Like a pirate.
Well, she wasn't a pirate.
Did I say pirate? I meant pilot.
Yeah, pilot. I mean, he's just the captain of, like, a freighter.
And a crew. He just laughed because he said duty.
Bad timing.
Calls him Smiley?
Yeah.
Smiley.
I don't understand why he calls him Smiley.
Put S before Miles.
Oh yeah, I get it, but...
Because he doesn't smile.
It's like when you call a big person tiny.
Yeah. It is green. That must be...
Don't they have any kind of other engineers on this station?
Especially ones that aren't
Terran?
slaves,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
Someone had to build the dang thing.
Did he bring his green whiskey with him? You know what well, I don't remember this, but
I guess Worf was supposed to be in this episode, but it was filming the final episodes of The Next Generation.
Really? Yeah, because later Worf is in it.
Yes. As the Regent.
Yes.
The leader of the Klingon-Cardassian Alliance.
Yeah.
It's a very extravagant
Like,
room there.
yes, and do you see the knife?
Yeah, it was an interesting knife.
But yeah, it's an interesting room. I don't remember seeing any crew rooms being that big. I mean, Cisco's was pretty big, but I remember there was a hot tub. That sounds familiar too, the voice.
Well, he was obviously severely beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Shows how brutal the mirror universe is.
Oh, what?
How brutal the mirror universe is.
Mm-hmm. Well, even though the Terrans were put down as the top evil dog, no matter what, somebody becomes the top evil dog. right?
Mm.
She's crazy.
Our Kara is just horrified.
Mm-hmm. Oh, good lord.
That was a good connection
Well-tailored,
between
yeah.
our Garrick and this one.
Well-tailored. He was always this way, though.
Yeah,
There's really no difference in him.
yeah.
Just depends on who's running the show.
Right, if
What side he's
Garrick
on,
would
yeah.
have still been in the Obsidian Order, I believe, if he wasn't cast out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't his choice to leave.
I'm hungry right now.
Your pa. Did he just ask her if he wanted to be her pa?
So I believe that means that the Bajorans still have the same religion
Mm-hmm.
in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
So there must be a wormhole still.
There is a wormhole. They came through it.
Well, they said that they came out of nowhere, so if it is there, I don't believe that they
But
know
it's
it
in
exists.
yeah, but it's in a different place because if you notice, they said the station wasn't there.
No, well, the station's orbiting the planet.
Yeah, which is different.
Right, in our universe, it's stationary.
Yeah, the wormhole.
It's closer to the wormhole. So that Bajor could claim ownership of the wormhole.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice his uniform is getting tattered real easily?
Well, it must be hard work.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he is still wearing the old
Yeah.
symbol.
I wonder if that was a mistake or if that was intentional.
But did you notice it's upside down?
No, I did not.
It was upside down.
I don't know if it was. We'll have to look again.
I'm busy. I hate helping. She's taking a chance with that. Yes, but he normally doesn't have a copy.
No. No, different times. It's interesting how he says Terrans.
Terrans.
The only one that seems to be somewhat... Well, actually... So we have Garrick, who seems to be the same. Odo, who seems to be the same. And Miles O'Brien, I think, is pretty much the same.
Except for the fact that he doesn't want to know what's his name.
Well, our Miles didn't really want anything to do with Bashir either,
He grew on him.
at first.
Oh my god. Lursa and...
Oh, goodness.
That was a thick one.
Klingons are pretty much the same, it appears.
Well, you know they would be that way no matter what.
Right.
Wait a minute, they're wearing the same thing?
Yep.
So it would have been... Do you notice the attendant is wearing the Bajoran thing too?
Now, yeah.
Explain to me how she just had that thing on. You know
What's
what I
that?
mean? The old the symbol for the Alliance.
I don't know. And then Bashir does something...
That was nasty.
Yeah, Odo just completely exploded.
I don't
with
remember that.
Disruptor. That was pretty gruesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because nobody would ever sneak into the Jeffries tubes. Right?
Not a Terran.
Yeah. Isn't he the one that set it off?
I think he's trying to fix it.
Terran. Why do they call it that?
I don't know.
Could be the Klingons. You know how they pronounce things.
Hmm.
Terran.
Imagine if there were two O'Briens.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I'm sure that would be I don't know if there was a...
There's no violation. There's no protocols on it.
Yeah, no protocols. It would be interesting, because obviously that universe has protocols.
You bring the whole station back? Not true. Well, I wonder on this side if there's others.
I'm sure there are in the Gamma Quadrant.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how the...
By the way, she's not worried about the fact that he was irreplaceable as a species. He was irreplaceable for what she did for him. I mean, what he did for her.
Well, I wonder how the Dominion, how they are in this universe.
Well, they probably wouldn't be one.
Not necessarily. They probably would be. Because, there are Cardassians, there are Bajorans, there are changelings, so...
Perfect what?
No.
Data? Attica!
There's always hope.
Mm-hmm.
See the size of that gun?
And it looked like something from
Like a Wild
the
West
Old
movie.
West.
Yeah.
I've got a 6-shooter here, buddy. What do you got? Oh, a laser that can make an alien explode. Never mind.
Yeah, it's definitely... I can't place where that weapon would be from.
Mm-mm. Side.
And then our Prime Universe characters incite rebellion or change.
Isn't that what happened in the original series?
Yep, Spock,
I remember what happened.
Terran Empire fell.
Fell, yeah. They don't know how it worked, but now they... Really? You're kidding me? This guy's a doctor?
And then everything's normal.
There was no Dax. Did you notice that?
Not in this episode.
Yeah. And by the way, Odo's uniform was black in that.
It was, yes.
Then why do you look like you went to a prom?
Alright, so that was Deep Space Nine's crossover. And I think that was a good episode. There were some issues I had with it, but overall, very good.
It was a good show. I mean, it was the first time they did that type of a show since the original series, so obviously it was something new.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't done it. That group of producers and people haven't done it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a very good shot at what was. I think it's actually in some ways better than the original series.
Right. Well, Deep Space Nine has several of these Mirror Universe episodes, so they delve deeper than the original series did, with only having one episode. And like we said at the top of this, I wish there was a next gen Mirror Universe episode.
Imagine if they could go back and make like a movie of that. That would be awesome.
Would be awesome. And they still can, because there are different universes.
Yes.
So it might not have been this Mirror Universe, but one similar to it. We were talking about a book series that had the Next Generation in the Mirror Universe. So prior to the televised history from Deep Space Nine, the Mirror Universe O'Brien appeared in the novel Dark Mirror, depicting the Mirror Universe in which the Terran Empire survived well into the 24th century. In that, O'Brien served as con officer aboard the ISS Enterprise, ICC 1701D.
ICC.
Yes.
Ick.
So yeah. So that's it. I hope everyone enjoyed our commentary.
I know I did.
That's all that matters, right? As long as we like it.
As long as we have fun, but we'll be doing another one of these very soon, probably.
I'm sure we will. This episode, this is for our viewer and for us to know. Will be going live to download on December 2nd.
Oh God, December.
Yes. So we recorded this one a week earlier than we normally would, so we wouldn't have to record during
Turkey
Thanksgiving. So hopefully everyone has a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully everyone had a good Thanksgiving.
By the time you hear this.
At the time you hear this.
And by the way, just think, there's less than, when you hear this, there's only 23 days left of Christmas shopping.
Oh,
That's
I don't
scary,
want to think
isn't
about it.
That's scary.
Yes. We'll also need to do another Christmas list episode.
Yep. That should be our next one.
That should be our next one. And that definitely has to be our next episode.
Yeah, definitely.
So, thanks for listening, everyone. I'm Aaron.
I'm Marty.
Keep on trekking.
See ya.
You have been listening to the Starfleet Escape Podcast on the Four-Eyed Radio Network, where you can catch a new episode every other Monday. You can find us on the web at sfescapepod.com. Follow us on Twitter at sfescapepod. Like us on facebook.com/sfescapepod. And add us to your circle on Google Plus by going to google.sfescapepod.com.
This has been a proud production of the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Check out more shows on foureyedradio.com. Beam me up, Scotty.